Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Vehicles of War Thunder. So sorry it took so long to get this video out. Pretty much every time I would try to sit down and record either the audio or the gameplay in some cases, something would get in the way. But let's go ahead and hop into this because I only have so much video. So in this episode we're going to be covering the Type 95 Hago, or Kigo, or Kyugo, or however you want to pronounce it from the various different ways of writing it. The Type 95 Hago is a light tank hailing from Imperial Japan. It was manufactured by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, among others. It entered service in 1936 with a production run total of 2,103 tanks. Some basic characteristics of it are that it has a crew of 3, a driver, commander / gunner, and a machine gunner, and overall length of 4.38 meters, a width of 2.06 meters, a height of 2.18 meters, and a weight of 8.2 US short tons. It comes equipped with a bell crank suspension and 6 to 16 millimeters of armor. It is powered by one Mitsubishi NVD 5120 air-cooled diesel engine, delivering 120 horsepower. It can reach a max speed of 45 kilometers an hour with a max range of 250 kilometers. That's on-road. It comes armed with one 37mm Type 94 main gun and either one 6.5mm Type 91 machine gun or two 7.7 Type 97 machine guns. This tank has been operated by Japan, the Republic of China. The Republic of China used captured tanks during the Chinese Civil War, 1946-1961. The People's Republic of China also used captured tanks in both the Chinese Civil War and the Korean War, alongside the Type 97 Chiha. Thailand acquired 50 in 1940 and used them to spearhead the Thai invasion of Burma's Shan states during World War II. They got decommissioned in 1952. France used some in the early stages of the First Indochina War in an ad hoc unit of French and leftover Japanese armor named the Commando de Blinde du Cambodge. Might be mispronouncing that. Roughly translates to Commando Armored of Cambodia. Or probably a more accurate translation would be Armored Commandos of Cambodia. As for a basic rundown of how it fared overall in its combat history, the Type 95 is considered by some to be one of the best light tanks of 1935, being armed with a 37mm cannon and powered by a diesel engine, a fuel considered to be superior due to its low volatility. Like most armies in the 1930s, the light tank was used primarily to support infantry or as cavalry reconnaissance. With a cross-country speed of 18 miles per hour, it is comparable to the M3 Stuart's 20 miles per hour, which entered service nearly 6 years later. The Type 95, however, is considered to be far inferior to the M3 Stuart in armor, road speed, and weaponry. Thankfully for the Type 97, however, the environment of the Philippines largely minimized these disadvantages. Well, the Philippines and all of Asia, really, largely minimized these disadvantages. Sparse roads and tank engagements generally took place at near point-blank range, and the tank was able to stay competitive, as its off-road speed and turret rotation was comparable to its competition. So, yeah, this first video is from pretty much that week or so of when Japanese tanks were introduced, and there weren't enough people at the time in which I was recording this specific video for me to go and play realistic battles, so this is an arcade, of course. I will say this regarding how I feel about these tanks: they're not terrible. Yes, they don't have a whole lot of armor. So you kind of want to rely on, obviously, not being seen by the enemy if at all possible. Well, that's kind of common for all tanks, really. If you can avoid being seen by the enemy you're going to engage, that's good. But comparing this tank to the British starting tanks, personally, I would take the Type 95 pretty much every time, because at least this tank fires around with an explosive filler, unlike the what is it? God, I don't remember the name of the British starting tank. Whatever it is, the British starting tank is crap in my opinion. Somewhat specifically just because it fires around with no explosive filler, so you're basically just punching a bunch of little holes into the enemy, hoping to kill enough of the crew to cause their tank to be considered out of action. While at least with this tank, you can basically go and fire one, maybe two shots, depending on exactly how accurate or inaccurate you are. And that'll pretty much knock out most tanks relatively quickly. So, personally, I consider this tank a whole hell of a lot better than the British tanks. I haven't really used the Japanese tanks, though, too much to mention anything regarding their overall line. But at the very least, this starting tank is, in my opinion, one of the better starting tanks. And yes, this is no longer the Type 95, this is now the Type 97, I believe it is. I couldn't really read the text up there. I believe this is the 97 Chiha. No, it's not. At least it doesn't seem like it. Okay, what is it, the 85 then or something like that? Yeah, I think this is the Chiro, actually. Yes, let's say this is the Chiro now in gameplay, because quite frankly I'm not going to bother editing this portion of the footage out. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. I don't really have the script I had originally planned to have. I was planning to have something a little bit lengthier than what it is, but sadly enough I didn't quite have the time to go and make a long script. I wanted to, at this point, just get the damn video out. You'll see in some later gameplay a skin that I made. It ain't the greatest skin. I want to make sure that's noted. It's basically just something I threw together over the course of, I guess, maybe an hour and a half, maybe two. It's supposed to be, let me see, what is it called? Okay. I think it's the Burma campaign. Let me try to find it on here. I've got some pictures. Yes, I do believe it is the Burma campaign skin. And again, it's just kind of something I threw together because, well, there was none. Game doesn't really have any skin. Yeah, Burma campaign, September 1944. It's not the most accurate, I want to mention that, because, well, one, the image I was looking at only shows the left side of the tank. Also, I wasn't going to sit down and try and paint the greens and the beiges and the browns and whatnot exactly as they showed on the image. So, it's not, like, directly from the image. But I'll try and throw up the image so you can somewhat compare it. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm not sure what the next vehicle is going to be. I already have some info regarding the, damn it, what was it called? The 85? 89 at Chiro. I already have some of that stuff ready, so I might do that one. I don't know for certain. I might go and do an aircraft, because I think it's been a little while since I've done an aircraft, and quite frankly, aircraft are a little bit easier to get footage for, in my opinion. Especially the low-tier aircraft, because, well, people suck at low-tier, for the most part. So yeah, I might actually go and do a plane rather than a tank, but I don't know for certain. We'll see. So yeah, that's going to be it for what I have to say. Like I said, I'll throw an image up of the image I used to try and sort of make that Burma campaign camo, and I'll have a link in the description to it as well in case anyone wants to go and actually download and use it. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, a goodbye and farewell. And actually, before I end this, reminder that if you enjoy my content and want to help support the channel, the easiest way to do so is via the Patreon that I have in the description. I have a link to in the description of pretty much every video that I've uploaded ever since I actually launched the Patreon. And you can go over there, you can support for however much you want. You can do $1 a month, which nonetheless that adds up over time. You can do $5 a month if you really want to. You do get some bonus stuff with it. If you become a patron at just the $1 a month tier, you get access to the Patreon only portion of my Discord server, which I have that room called Tributary because I don't know, I felt like calling it that. I didn't feel like calling it Patreon or patrons, so yeah, they're tributaries there. But nonetheless, so yeah, like I said, link in the description to that if you want to become a patron. It's up to you. Doesn't really matter too much, but it does help because, yeah, this month, for anyone curious, this month I am looking at, as of recording this video, making about $1.90 according to YouTube, which is not actually how much I would get. I have a partnership with Curse, or their Union for Gamer thing, so YouTube takes their cut and then I get 90% of whatever's left over. So, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at maybe $2 this month for money from ad revenue. So, yeah, I just want to let y'all know that. So, if you enjoy the content, it's really great if you go and become a patron because it's much better than the crappy ad revenue. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. As always, like I said before, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. And if you want to become a patron, feel free. It helps. It means I don't have to worry about the inconsistency that is YouTube ad revenue because, like I said, I'm looking at $2 this month. And, I mean, I might break $2, I don't know, but nonetheless, I'm basically looking at $2 from ad revenue alone. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Probably end up being a plane because those are much easier to record gameplay for. At some point, I'll sit down and look into the possibility of actually setting up a email for you guys to send replays in, because that'll make it easier, especially since then I don't have to constantly try and record the gameplay. And of course, if you were to send in a replay, you'd get credit. I'd mention it with your name on there. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, a goodbye and a farewell.
Attention to the designated grid square.